This is exercise 7-6, creating a drafting view. To start, we're going to activate the view ribbon, and we're going to activate the drafting view tool. We want to name the drafting view roof and overflow drain. Make sure the scale is set to 1.5 inches equals a foot, and it's such a large scale because we are looking at a detail drawing. So typically detail drawings are drawn at a larger scale, just so because we're zooming in and we're showing a lot of information. All right, so we're going to say OK, and a blank view is going to open once again. But note over here, just want you to see, so we are in a drafting view. So our drafting view is right here. There we are. We're going to select the reference plane tool from the work plane panel in the architecture ribbon. So architecture, work plane, reference plane. And we're going to draw a vertical reference plane in the middle of the blank view. So I'm just going to draw a line straight down. I'm going to select the detail component tool from the detail panel on the annotate ribbon. So annotate, detail, detail component, and I want to select the roof drain. So the roof drain pops up. I'm going to place the roof drain 1 foot 3 inches to the left of the reference plane. So click there. And I'm going to hit modify to cancel the command, or you can right click to cancel the command. I'm going to select the filled region from the detail panel on the annotate ribbon. And using the rectangle tool, I want to draw the rectangle as shown. So we're going to zoom in, we're going to draw a rectangle that starts slightly underneath this point here and comes over. We've got to make sure it's hitting it and hits that reference plane. Okay. Oh, we should draw it to the dimensions as shown too. So I'm just going to make sure that my dimensions match. Okay. And I'm going to adjust them if they don't. So let's start off with this first dimension. So it said that this should be 9 and 5/32 of an inch. So I can't move this line because it's supposed to hit the reference plane. So it means that this line has to move. So I'm going to click on the line I want to move. This dimension turns into a temporary dimension, and then I'm going to change it to 9 space and then 5/32 and hit enter. Okay, so then it pushes that line back into this drawing, which is fine. All right, and then it said that this dimension, I could delete this now. Well, I'll leave it for a minute. Now it said this dimension here is supposed to be 1 in 67/128. So I think it kind of looks like this line needs to move down because that one's snapping. So I'm going to click on this line since that's the one I want to move. And I'm going to keep it at 1. And then it's supposed to be, it looks like 67/128. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter. Yeah, and it pushed it down. Great. So that looks perfect now. We're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. And in the properties panel, I'm going to select ortho crosshatch small. And I'm going to select the green check mark, and it places that hatch inside of that rectangle we just drew. Now I'm going to select the filled region tool again on the annotate ribbon, and I'm going to draw a rectangle as shown in the book. So once again, I'm going to have a starting point, and then I'm going to click over here, and that's going to be my end point. And then I'm just going to check my dimensions again because they don't look quite right. So this dimension should be 8 and 5/32. So I'm going to select this end because I want to move it, and then I'm just going to type in 8 and then 5/32 and hit enter. All right, great. And then it looks like this one should be, I want to move this top line down, right, because this one's in alignment. This line aligns with the rectangle below, so I have to move this line. Whatever object I want to move is the object I click on. And this is going to be, looks like 73/2 this should be 73 over 256. I hit enter, and then that moves that. Okay. And in the properties region, we're going to select sand, very dense. And we're going to hit the green check mark, and then it puts in sand. Okay. Now we're going to select the detail line tool from the detail panel. So annotate detail line. And we're going to select thin lines. And we want to draw the outline indicated with the arrows. So above the sand, looks like that we're drawing an outline. And I was thinking of trying to do pick lines, but I'm just going to do it like this. Oh, I gotta modify that because that is not right, but it's fine. It's a good place to start. Okay, so this looks like actually is over here where it bends. I feel like I want this to be aligned. Let's see if it will let me. It's not letting me align, so we'll just do the best we can. Oops. Extend those. Okay. It looks like this. Well, it looks pretty close. Yep, to what they have. They didn't give us any specific dimensions for that one, so we're going to say that looks fine. Okay, so now we want to window around the elements to select everything except for the reference plane. So we're just going to draw a box. If you draw it from left to right, you won't select the reference plane. If you go this way, right to left, you'll select the reference plane. So left to right. We want to select the mirror tool using the mirror pick axis. So here's the mirror pick axis tool right here. And then we want to select the reference plane as our axis point. So click that, and then it mirrors that roof drain to the other side of that reference line. We want to window around the filled regions and the detail lines to select them. So let's do that. We're going to window around these objects right here to select them. And remember, go right or left to right. And then it says select the mirror tool using the draw axis. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to select the midpoint of the roof drain. So you'll find it's a triangle. And we want to pull that straight up 90 degrees. And then those elements mirrored now to the other side of the roof drain. And they look very similar. And then we're going to select those mirrored objects again, or mine are already selected, so I'm going to keep them. And then we are going to select the reference plane, and we want to mirror those to the other side. Okay, then we can get out of that. So now we should have two roof drains, and then all the materials mirrored across. We're going to select the detail component from the annotate ribbon. And we're going to select the break line tool, or object. We're going to hit the space bar to rotate that. And we want to place that on the end of the objects over here. Oop, and I'm going to space that all the way around. I learned my lesson from the last time. There we go. So now we have a break line, which indicates that this material keeps continuing, but we're not going to show it continuous. We're going to select the left roof drain, so this guy, and on the properties pane, we want to change the ring height to 2 inches. So this says 1 inch, we're going to put in 2 inches and hit apply. And then you'll notice that things got a little bit bigger. We're going to select the align dimension tool on the annotate ribbon. So annotate align dimensions, and we're going to place a dimension from the center distance of both of these roof drains. We're going to pull that up. Okay, so we have 2'6". So this roof drain is bigger. The ring height it's a little bit bigger than this one, and that's typical. You space roof drains. if you look on a roof, you'll see there's a main roof drain, and then we call it an overflow drain, and that's in case this one clogs or there's too much rainwater coming down. This one will be able to help it out. All right, so anyway, select the dimension, and with the dimension selected, select linear with center, 3/30 seconds aerial from the type selector, and you'll notice that the center line symbol's displayed. So it's marking that this is going to the center line of this roof drain and the center line of that roof drain. So now we're going to zoom in on the right roof drain, and we're going to select the text tool from the annotate ribbon, and we're going to enable the 2-segment leader option. So we're going to place the text as shown. So we're going to point to this, pull a leader up, and then over, click, and then all in caps, typically we're going to write cast iron dome. Okay, and then we're going to click off of that. And then we're going to add more text as shown on the drawing. So we're going to repeat that again. We're going to point to the flashing clamp. So that would be this right here. We're going to pull that up. I like to try to make these align if possible, but if not, then you could kind of just keep them perpendicular to each other. All right, and then this one will be called flashing clamp, gravel, and then we're going to hit enter, type stop, and exterior sleeve. Okay, and then click off of that. And it shouldn't be running through that break line like that, so we're just going to move, oops, some of this text up just a little bit. There we go, so that it's not running through it. I just like things to look parallel to one another, right? Okay, very good. And surprisingly or not, architects are very picky about this stuff, so if you can do it, make it look the way I'm doing it. Okay, text here, and then we're going to click here, and we're going to bring this line down, and then see that blue line that shows up? I am going to try to align my text, and we're going to type reversible collar and gasket. Okay, click off of that. And what I do want to point out is that there is a spell check, so it's good to use that. So say yes, spell check complete. All right, so make sure that you use the spell check, and then that's the end of that exercise. You can zoom out so you can see the whole view.